Rich Rising, what's going on, guys? It's your brother O.T.G. The O.T.G's for Overtime Grind. Hardly seen, but I'm always around. And today we got the Roland Verselab MV-1. Roland Verselab MV-1. I got a pad playing, just some basic chords playing inside of the Verselab. You know, it's a 4-bar loop, a 8-bar loop, excuse me. And what we're going to do, we're going to build on top of this. So right now, I'm in the kit. This is the stock kit that loads up. I'm going to go ahead and build with the stock kit. One of the efficiency tips that I found with working on the Verselab is to go ahead and build your whole beat out utilizing whatever drum kit that you have set as a stock kit. And then what you could do is after you got your drum set in the sequencer, you can come back and change all of your drums, all of your sounds in your drums, and go ahead and now kind of mold the sound to your beat. But to keep the vibes going, what you could do is just go ahead and get started. I'm going to make a masterclass for the MV-1. So make sure you check out the description. Make sure you check out the comment for all you MV-1 users. It's going to be built just like the MPC classes, where it's going to be all the videos with no commercials, no ads. All of these videos, you can download them to your phone and you get them for life. So as I build out my YouTube channel and get further down the road and I keep making content, you'll have MV-1 specific content sent to your email every single time, and all of them will be in ways you can download and keep forever. Lifetime updates, and this also helps give towards me buying different sound packs and going into different levels of gear with our different sounds and different things with the gear that we're utilizing. So right now what I'm doing is I press edit and I'm pressing the steps, and I'm turning all of the steps up to 127 to max velocity. I want the kick to be as loud as possible. And I want it's still, so I say this in a lot of other ways when I'm making different videos or I'm working. I work the same across the board. Like, I don't mind my sounds being loud or the volume being off, because once I get the bare bones of the beat made, then I could come back and really start to mess with the levels. So like right now, I'm messing with the level on the hi-hats, the drums, on the drum kit itself. So on a beat like this, even though it sounds slow, you know, I always think it's funny when people come in the comments and they'll be like, oh, that's smooth, or that's a cool laid back beat. I can understand very quickly that you don't really come from the culture or the nature of rap. You know, beats like this beat's at 114 BPM. So, you know, if you notice, my snare is only on the 9, and I have to have a 4-bar loop that feels like a 2-bar loop because of the speed that it's playing at. So in real life, this is pretty fast. And so essentially the way that where I'm from and how we rap where I'm from, I live in Philly, but I'm actually from the Midwest and the South. The way that we rap and say things is in the pocket. And so having these dreamy, airy sounds with an 808 that's slapping, a hard kick, fast hi-hats. That is a way where an artist can come in and just kind of float on the song with a very good cadence that's kind of up-tempo because the beat is actually fast. Hence the reason why people make beats at 130, 145, whatever the case may be. We'll get into tempo talk. If you watch my other videos on my other gear, I talk about tempo a lot. But right now, what we're doing is we're just setting a vibe, and I'm going to just make one sequence. That's why I have the SP-404 pictured. You know, I'm going to make one sequence, and then I'm going to utilize mutes, and I'm going to play an arrangement into the SP-404 for me to affect and do different things. So this right now is just literally just producing, utilizing the Roland, and we're using only sounds in the MV-1. It comes with over 3,000 sounds. You know, people talk about the Verselab in a lot of ways. I seen a YouTuber call it weak. I see a lot of people justifying. The Integra 7 comes with 7,000 plus sounds. The Verselab comes with 3,000 plus sounds. And you know, it's built with the Xenology technology. So all of the sounds that go for Xenology, the VST, you can put inside of the Verselab. Yeah, it's a sleeper for sure. You know, the mastering of it, the mastering and the mixing of it is kind of tedious, but it's really great. You know, it loads off just a USB. The vocal processing is really good. It's definitely worth the money. It's just something you gotta build in. You gotta learn. Gotta take time to learn it. You gotta take time to learn it. So, you know, I'm setting up the master class now, and we're going to have a lot of MV-1 content. I've taken the class from Roland, and now I'm going to show you guys how to implement it in your beats. So right now, one of the coolest things is I'm using off camera, I'm utilizing my J6 to play. But one of the things I really like about the MV-1 is the ability to change the sounds in real time. You know, whether it's the kick or whatever it is, sometimes you gotta go load the stuff first and do this. But in the MV-1, you're able to preview the sounds, even if I put it in the beat. So if I had made the beat, I could go through, and it's just the way it works. It works really well, and it's one of the things that I really like. I find myself getting carried away. I will start to, like right now, I am going to record the notes in, but I did not save it. I have not saved the sound yet. So what it's going to record in, it's recording the notes, but it's playing this from, see it says discard sound. We had to press escape, press no. Now I'm going to mess with the volume. I'm going to add some reverb because reverb's already sent. I'm going to add a little bit of delay. And now what I'm going to do is utilize one of these other tracks. So one of the things people say is there's not enough tracks on the MV-1. There really are a lot of tracks on the MV-1, and at any given time, if you got a kit and then you have 6 other channels to kind of add beats on outside of your drum kit and then a vocal channel, each sequence that you make, you can have a different set of sounds on it or the same ones. So, you know, essentially there's more than enough tracks to get it done. There is a looper that loops up to 60 seconds. There's there's some methods that you can get it done. So on this, I'm gonna only record this at 2 bars. I don't need it to be 4 bars, so you can see how it goes. You can see by the little green dots above the play button, that will show you how many bars it is. So you see it's lit up and it's flashing. It's telling you where it's at right now on the grid, and then even if it's off camera, you can see where it's at. Going to go ahead and load in something else. You know, we're going to add in some other sounds. With a beat like this, what you want to do is just create a lot of your movement by your pads and your I don't even really know what to call them. I like to call them maybe your supporting sounds. So with my supporting sounds, they are what will build up the beat. They're also something that I could cut off. And so, you know, in your arrangement, you want to provide direction for the artist when they are on the song. And so, you know, I don't make beats for other producers. I don't really, you know, I appreciate you guys like them. I focus more on people who want to learn, because making better beats and making more beats that are technically built properly, so right structure, understanding of gain staging, understanding of what works and what doesn't work, and just some different thought process changes makes music as a whole better. It just does, you know. And so this is something as a producer you always want to pay it forward one way or another. So my way of showing my 20 years of experience is coming in and showing you guys in real time by just creating off the top. So this is all the way from scratch, you know, and we are in the workflow that the MV-1 has. Right now I just added a bunch of reverb. Now I'm going to go through and find another sound, and we're just going to keep stacking these sounds up. I like the way this beat feels. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. Make sure you follow me at 365 O.T.G on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all of those places. Facebook, I got a private Facebook group called Beat Builder Producer Group. Go join over there. Go join my Beat Builder TV, where I'll upload some of these beat files, even some of these Verselab files. And be prepared. Either this video or the next video will be the first or second video in the master class. And from there, the master class will be available, and you can purchase it at its early date and watch how it grows, man. Building a community of positivity and producers who get it done, no matter what the gear is. So I really like this sound right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to press record, press play, and then we're going to go ahead and record that in. Alright, now that I got that recorded in, I got it recorded on 4 bars. That's a 4-bar loop right there. What I'm going to do, see, I still didn't have it loaded. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and mess with the volume. I'm going to click my rotary knob is how you get to those settings, in case you didn't know. You hit mixer, You hit edit, and then you can edit the volume, you can add EQ, you can fix the send, you can send it to the delay, you can send it to the reverb, you can do some things. So now we're going to test it and make sure our SP is on. So our SP is on. I'm liking what I got right now as far as the way this sounds. And now I'm going to press mixer and the track, and that's going to mute it. And if I'm in the kit, I'm going to press note and the pad, and that's going to mute it. So now I'm going to go ahead and set up my SP. I'm going to press record. I'm going to send it to a pad. I got it all set up, and now we're recording. Or sampling. So if you notice, I hit mixer. This allows me to take this one sequence and record it out into a beat. So someone may say, hey, what if somebody wanted to buy that beat? Then I have the 2-track, I have the loop already made, and I have the 2-track. Then I can go in and set the beat up in the Verselab easily to the way that I have it playing inside of the SP. So, it's nothing, because we have the original master beat file to go in and add these edits and do some things and get it like that in the Verselab. But, most of the ways when you sell a beat, they just want the stems, and the stems don't necessarily have to be the entirety of the beat. It could just be a loop of the kick, the snare, the hi-hats, whatever sounds you have, you send it off, and then what they'll do is go and cut out the parts and mold your beat to the song or to what the artist comes up with. So a lot of times I say all that to say you could get away with just having the project file in the original loop, but in the case where maybe you want to record yourself, maybe in the case of, whatever it is, then you don't have to utilize that. Alright, so you can see it's still recording. You can see what I'm doing with the mutes. You can see for the kit, I just muted the hi-hat and sometimes the kick drum. It's enough to let people know or feel what they feel. You get what I'm saying? Get a feeling, and also spaces for them to emphasize with their music. Alright? So now we got this done. We're about to wrap this up in the SP. Alright, so now that I got that done in the SP, we're good in the MV-1. We go over to the SP. First thing that we do is go see what our tempo is in the Verselab. So it's 114. I hit pitch and speed. I select the sample. I hit pitch and speed. I click the rotary knob. It'll highlight and go to the bottom. And right there, I'm going to change it to 114. So this is how I bypass time stretch on the SP-404. It still has some subtle time stretching, but matching and knowing BPMs will change your whole life when it comes to sampling and when it comes to finding different variations of your beat. So, I'm going to do my customary. I'm going to play it. I'm going to try it with the isolator. I'm going to speed it up using vinyl mode. I'm going to slow it down. But what you just got and what you just seen is how I make a beat with the Verselab utilizing the SP-404MKII. Verselab's got some great sounds, great vocal processing. It's not an MPC. It's not your other gear. It's a Verselab, and it definitely has a role in the studio. So it's your brother O.T.G. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment, and inshallah you found some value. Have a good one.